Hello everybody and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, The Old Prospector. I am The Old Prospector and we'll talk about how I came to use that name in just a moment. Let's get into the game first and then we'll talk while I play. We're starting off with a seed that I got from a website. The website will be in the comments. Here's the seed. We're doing structures for villages and whatnot. No bonus chests and no cheats. The difficulty is normal because, as the title intones, I consider myself to be a journeyman. I am not an expert. I am not an expert. I'm going to say it a third time. I am not an expert. This is the journey that we're going to take together and we're going to learn. So let's get into it. Alright, here we are. As I said, I am the Old Prospector, and the Prospector part should be pretty self-explanatory. This is Minecraft after all. The old part, well, I'm old. I'm in my 50s. I've been playing video games since the early 1970s. I've got some of my earliest memories are playing a game called Quack by Atari. Precursor to the Duck Hunt that a lot of us know from Nintendo, and there's another game I remember playing called Wild Gunman, and as I learned while I was doing a little bit of research for that today, that is the game that put Nintendo on the map as far as being a video gaming company way back in 1974. So very cool little bit of information, and we learned something today, didn't we? So we're calling this the Journeyman's Journey because I played Minecraft, casually I'll say, a number of years ago, probably way back in the mid-2010s, and I never really got too deep into it. I start a world and I get to a point where I was, self-sufficient with a farm, making some vegetables and making some. Let's get ourselves some tools here. You know, I'd play a few hours. I get self-sufficient with a farm, and do some prospecting, some mining. But I very rarely went to totally lost my train of thought there. I very rarely went to the Nether because you could die there. Who wants to go there? And I can definitely say that I've never been to the end, so that's going to be one of the things that we're going to strive for, a goal here. So I am not an expert by any means. I'm going to say that again. I am not an expert. Let me say it one more time. I am not an expert at this game. This is a learning process, and we're going to learn together. Goal for today's episode is going to be, the usual Maslow's hierarchy. We need to get ourselves some food, some shelter, and some tools for getting some tools for moving on and doing more. Now, this is a huge boon right here. There is stone for making cobble. There's copper, not copper. There's stone for making cobble, improve our tools a little bit, and there's a little bit of iron over there because we're going to need that iron very soon. Oh, there's a bunch of iron here. So first I need to upgrade my tools so that I can recover that iron. The reason we're skipping over that village, let's talk about this first. So I actually played through this seed once before in the Bedrock edition. That was an adventure in itself, let me tell you. In the Bedrock edition, that village was actually over here, and these two big holes were not present. I was actually getting ready to start filming this series. Filming's not the good word for it, but I was getting ready to start this series about 3 weeks ago when my computer up and died. That was another whole adventure in itself because Amazon lost my new computer. So it took me 2 weeks to get a new computer. I had some vacation earlier this week. Was going to start filming in my spare time this week, and our furnace died. Not our furnace. My air conditioner died. And we've been running the big attic fan in the upstairs hall all week, so it's been a little noisy. We got a new AC unit installed today, and the house is back down into a comfortable spot. And it is blessedly quiet for the first time in about 5 days. But enough of my personal adventures at home. See, I'm having just a little bit of trouble getting some of these animals to, die. I have used to playing Bedrock Edition, and combat is a little different in Bedrock. If you haven't played it, you should check it out. It seems to me that Bedrock Edition combat is a lot easier. You don't have that little cooldown period between swings. It makes a big difference. So what we're doing right now is we're making our way over to a spot just south and east of our spawn point. Close enough to visit that village when the time comes to do our trading and set up an iron farm. But in the meantime, this hole right over the crest of this next hill is enormous. And I'm guessing this is an effect of the recent caves and cliffs expansion. 1.18, I believe. I came back in, started playing a couple months ago just as 1.19 was getting ready to come out. So clear off this little clearing up here. Use it as a temporary place for just do some camping out because it is almost dusk on day one. Just look at the size of that hole. And that's not even halfway down. This hole is beautiful. Gotta see it to believe it. Actually, I think this is where I wanted to go down. So I was actually fortunate in a way that my computer died when it did, because I probably would not have been even able to use Java. I was having trouble getting Java working on my other PC. That's a whole different story that we can get into another time. I could probably do a whole series on my adventures if I had actually recorded anything and if my computer hadn't died. But my worlds, anything I would have had, are no longer with us. So what we're going to do right now, take a look down here. There's a waterfall right there and a lava fall right there. What I'm going to attempt to do first here, I need a few more iron. How many iron do I have? I've got enough for one bucket. So I can get down here. Yikes. That wasn't cool at all. I know it's not super important. I could probably get over by that lava flow and block it in with some cobblestone. But I'm going to use a bucket and I'm going to remove the entire thing. Because eventually that's the area where I'm going to want to be making access further down. So just bear with me for a minute. I think I'm going to go to a time lapse sort of thing here while I make my way over. So you don't get bored. Another fun story is that I actually went through everything that you're watching right now once earlier today using a video capture program that I downloaded that was free. Oh yeah, it was free. Free right up until you had used it for an hour, and then they wanted $40. So it's gone, and here I am starting all over again. And right now I am using OBS video capture, which after doing the proper kind of research, I've determined is actually, actually free. Did I have a place back here? I guess not. Make a little hole to dump that lava. It's actually around the corner, so I have to do a little digging to get to it. Alright, so now I've established the food stores. I've got a place to spend the night. I have anchored myself out here where I want to be working. And now I need to work my way down into the hole because there is a ton, there is an absolute ton of iron down there. So we'll be going to another time lapse as I work my way down. And I'll see you on the flip side. Actually, let's scratch that. No, that's exactly what we're going to do. But first I'm going to There's something I had never seen before I started playing this world. A full block of iron. There's at least 2 more down here in this vicinity. There's one up in that abandoned mine shaft. And one up on this wall somewhere. But as I said, there is iron galore in this vicinity right here. But I think what I need to do is find a more stable way in and out of this area, because I really want to explore those mine shafts without getting myself killed. How convenient is that? Ooh. Ooh. I don't have an iron pickaxe yet, so I'm going to have to leave that gold until the next time. Yikes. Don't like that. That's why I need a more stable way up. You never have too much coal. That was another thing I noticed about the bedrock edition of this particular seed. There was very little coal. I ended up taking a long walk out to the ocean to get kelp and build a kelp farm because I did not have nearly enough coal. There's iron everywhere, but no coal. I don't even think I knew this was over here. Very cool. See that I'm about the 30-minute mark. So I'm going to call it a day for this very first episode. We have very much covered Maslow's hierarchy. I've got a place to rest my head. I've got some food. I've got a way to make more food. And we found our way down to the iron. So we'll let this iron smelt, and I will see you next time. Till then, I'm the old prospector. So long. While we're going through that, I just want to talk for a quick moment about my goals for this series. This is going to be a Let's Play kind of series. As I said, I'm calling it the Journeyman's Journey because I've got the background. I know the overworld fairly well. I never really got into the big farms. I did some mob grinders, what they called them back in the day. But there's an awful lot of really cool stuff going on YouTube that I'd like to try out. So we're going to be doing that. There's a lot more new biomes that I've never seen. The ocean biomes with the coral and whatnot. And of course the new biomes that came out in 1.19. The underground biomes, the dripstone caves, the lush caves. It's all going to be new to me. The other thing I really need to get into is learning how to do enchanting. I've never done a whole lot of that because once we get done with enchanting, then we can make our way to the end and, of course, kill the Ender Dragon. So if we can make that all happen in a series, I figure, a few episodes. I don't know how many. We'll find out as we go. So that'll do it for episode 1 of A Journeyman's Journey. I am the old prospector. Don't dig straight down.